Hello and welcome to Geeks and Ladles, part of the Virtually Anywhere series with the librarydistrict.org. On this show, we'd like to combine two of our favorite things, our favorite pop culture fandoms and food.
For each episode of this video series, we're going to choose a popular fandom-based cookbook, whether official or unofficial, that you can check out from the library district or easily purchase online. We're going to cook a sample recipe from the book, then we'll give you our honest review, not just of the recipe, but of the book as a whole, to find out what worked for us, or maybe what didn't work, and to help you when you try to make these recipes at home. Now that you know what you're in for, please enjoy this week's show. In today's episode of Geeks and Ladles, we're going to review the Jurassic World official cookbook, published by Inside Editions and written by Dayton Ward with recipes by Elena P. Craig.
What's cool about this cookbook is that in addition to being a themed cookbook, it is also written from an in-universe perspective. I love it when geek franchises do these.
Right. So the idea is that the people who wrote this book imagined the cookbook Jurassic World would sell in one of its gift shops, if it was a real place, and then wrote that from there. That way you at home can imagine yourself in that world when you read it.
What if, in addition to a fan's home collection, it's a very clever way to bring the experience of visiting Jurassic World to life through food?
That gives me a very clever idea. Why don't we do a little pretending ourselves and pick some recipes from the book that we would eat if we were visiting the park? I'm sure my favorite area of Jurassic World would be Carnivore Country! And there's this really tasty looking burger on page 39. That's totally something I would eat.
That's a great idea. And I'll make some drinks to go with the burgers. These Raptor pack Frescas from page 79. They look so reviving for a hot day.
That sounds great. Let's get cooking. All right, let's make these ultimate carnivore burgers. The reason these are called ultimate carnivore burgers is because the recipe features not just one, but 3 meats. For these patties themselves, a mixture of ground lamb and ground beef is used, and then the burger is topped with slices of pancetta. Now, if you don't know what pancetta is, don't worry, it's a type of bacon that is salt cured, but not smoked. You can usually find it in the deli counter or the meat counter of your grocery store. But if you can't find it, it's not a big deal. You can use any bacon you like. You can use Canadian bacon, regular bacon, whatever. You can't go wrong with bacon. So to begin with, in this bowl, I have 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of ground lamb, to which I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And then we're going to mix it all together. Once everything is well incorporated, I'm going to start dividing it up into patties. Now, dinosaurs don't do anything small. And the book says that this recipe should yield about 6 burgers. That means that each one of them has to be about 1/3 of a pound. Now, I like to use a kitchen scale to measure the meat for the patties. This ensures that they're all about the same size. That way, they cook at the same rate. Nobody likes it when you get one burger that's fatter than the other and they cook at different rates. Then you have one that's well done and one that's medium and one that's rare. And it just messes up your barbecue. Now we're ready to put the patties on the grill. Here at the library, we have this grill press, but you could also make these at home in a regular frying pan or outside on the barbecue. Today, I'm only going to make some of these patties and save the rest for later in the week. Now, what you're looking for is for them to reach an internal temperature of 140 to 155 degrees. That's medium to medium well. So while the burgers are cooking, I'm also going to cook up this pancetta. And you want these just to get nice and crisp. Why don't you guys go see how Chris is doing on those drinks?
Let's put together some Raptor Pack Frescas. I'm going to show you the Delta Fresca and the Echo Fresca recipe from page 79 in the book. Both of these recipes use a simple syrup that are blended together with fresh fruit and served over crushed ice. They're simple and refreshing. To begin, let's make a simple syrup for both recipes. To my pan, I'm going to add 2 cups of water, 4 tablespoons of sugar, and the juice from 2 limes. I'm going to let this simmer about 3 to 5 minutes until all of the sugar is dissolved. Because I'm making 2 recipes at the same time, once this syrup comes together, I'm going to be dividing it in half, 1 for each recipe. All right, the sugar is dissolved, and now we'll split it into 2 parts. To 1 part, I'm going to add a bag of hibiscus tea. To the other part, I'm going to add the zest of 1 of the limes. While these flavors infuse and the syrups cool down, I'm going to cut up my fresh fruits and get my blender ready. See you in a minute. It's been 10 minutes and our syrups have infused with the flavors. Let's start by putting together our Delta Fresca. To make the Delta Fresca, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of fresh strawberries to the blender and the hibiscus tea. We'll blend until smooth. I'm going to give the blender a quick rinse and I'll be right back for the Echo Fresca. All right, now we're ready for the Echo Fresca. To make the Echo Fresca, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of fresh pineapple and the lime-infused syrup. We'll blend until smooth. These are ready to serve over crushed ice. They're a refreshing drink I would definitely get on a walk around the park. Speaking of which, let's walk over and see what Nivea's up to. Hey Nivea, I have the Frescas ready. How are the burgers coming?
Oh, hey, perfect timing. I'm just getting ready to plate these up. So, I know everyone likes different toppings on their burgers, but the book recommends to serve these by first putting a little garlic aioli on the buns. Then we top it with a little pancetta. And on top of that, we put in a little crumbled feta. Top all of that off with some pickled red onions. So the recipe for all these toppings is also in the book. So if you're interested in those, definitely check them out.
Those look so good. Let's dig in.
All right. Now comes the fun part, how to take a bite. Cheers.
Cheers. And cheese.
And cheese.
Cheese. I really love the pickled onions.
It's a great combination of flavors. Definitely recommend this one. Let's have some of these drinks.
Nivea has the strawberry Delta Fresca and I have the pineapple one.
Oh, that's really good.
So refreshing.